All right, welcome back to WMMA Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you tonight with a fight review. So we're going to United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi for UFC 257. We're going to the Strawweight division. Marina Rodriguez coming in at 12-1-2, taking on Amanda Ribas coming in at 10-1. This fight served as the main card opener, so I think the UFC was hoping for something really big out of this fight, and they did. So first round, Ribas came out and started pressuring Rodriguez. Rodriguez circled around the outside in response to the pressure. Now, because of the pressure, Rodriguez would throw first to try to stop the pressure of Ribas, and Ribas would then counter with a couple punches, nice combination. Ribas then closed into the clinch to get a hip toss at about minute and 25-second mark. And went straight into Rodriguez's guard. Now Rodriguez, her guard was wrapped around the back of Ribas, but she wasn't able to escape and outside to the back or to sweep Ribas from there. So she ended up staying in full guard where she closed the guard. And really, that was where most of the round was spent from there. Ribas stayed in Rodriguez's guard, tried to break it, but mostly just landed like some relatively light GMP. Now, some might argue it was heavier than that, but it wasn't really having any effect. A couple times she tried to use the can opener where she would grab the back of Rodriguez's head and pull close, which could really hurt your neck in order to break Rodriguez's guard, but it just wasn't working. And Rodriguez just kept a closed guard and really stayed on the defensive for the rest of the first round. Didn't really try to, land ground and pound from bottom like she did against Carla Esparza either. So first round, really all Amanda Ribas. Second round, Ribas again came out pressuring, but Rodriguez said, no, you're not going to press me the whole time. Started pushing back with her strikes. Now Ribas steps in, throws a 1 and responds with a 2, but she leaves her chin wide open. Rodriguez throws a 1 that misses and counters with a big 2 that just drops Amanda Ribas. I mean, she falls straight face down, butt up, rolls to recover. Rodriguez pounces, starts landing, standing ground and pound, goes down, starts GMP from the turtle position. Now, the ref steps in at the time, Herb Dean, and I guess maybe Rodriguez thought he had ended the fight, so she got up. Ribas was just like grabbing onto her leg, probably looked kind of like senseless at the time. But the fight wasn't over. Herb Dean hadn't stopped the fight at the time. So Ribas stood up, came in. Ribas clinched with Rodriguez. Rodriguez decides she has none of it, breaks the clinch with a big elbow, ends up landing 2 more right hands, and the referee stops it for a standing TKO. So your winner, I think it was like 53 seconds into the second round, Marina Rodriguez via TKO. So, you know what? This was a major hype train derailment for Amanda Ribas. I mean, major hype train derailment. She had all this momentum coming in, 4-0 in the UFC. I think she went like 3-0 last year. Just had all the momentum. Rodriguez came in. She was the higher ranked fighter, but she was the underdog. She was coming off a loss, preceded by a draw before that. Had 1 win, and before that, preceded by another draw. So Rodriguez really didn't have any momentum coming in. Ribas had all the momentum coming in. The UFC was really backing her. They put her in this main card opener on a McGregor card. She had all this momentum coming in, and boom! That right hand from Rodriguez just stopped that hype train dead in its tracks, derailed it. Now, a lot of people are wondering, is Ribas chinny or is it just poor defense? Well, this is her second loss by, KO, TKO. It could be that she's chinny. It also just could be poor defense. I mean, she had her chin wide open for that counter, plus she was stepping in. And combine that with Rodriguez, just perfect timing and accuracy. It was kind of like the perfect storm going into there. So Ribas might be a big chinny, but she had poor defense, combined with lunging in and was met by a thundering counter right hand. It could be either or, it could be a bit of both. Now, one thing I talked about when I reviewed the entire event on Saturday night, early Sunday morning, and like I was saying, major hype train derailed for Ribas, and that is largely due to the fans with a bit of ridiculous expectations, but also the media. And I'm not just talking about the big media, I'm talking about the independent media and even the small-time talking heads. They were just building Ribas up to be like this big, like, future champ. People were acting like she was already, ready to step in to the top 5 already before she even had a single ranked win. Listen, somebody starts saying that about a fighter and they haven't even beaten anybody really worth mentioning yet, just walk away and realize that person's opinion, they're just not worth taking seriously. I've gotten some hate before for being like very anti-hype train, but this is a excellent reason why. All this hype in the world and then just done. Okay, so for things to work on. For Rodriguez, she still needs to work on her takedown defense. Now, she's still very much a stand-up fighter, but if you're going to be a primarily stand-up fighter, you got to have some solid takedown defense. I mean, you just can't go on without it. And in addition to that, you've got to learn how to get back up, get some sweeps. You've got to learn when to open your guard. Rodriguez had the closed guard the entire time in the first. You can't sweep, you can't reverse, and you can't get up if your guard is closed the whole time. Now for Ribas, obviously, needs to work on her defense. Her chin was wide open. Also, she just went barreling forward in the second, just completely abandoned the striking that got her there in the first round. Now for fights to make, staying with Amanda Ribas, she needs to fight someone in that 11 to 15 range. Right now she's ranked number 10. She needs to fight someone in that 11 to 15 range to show that she is indeed worthy of being number 10 with no ranked wins yet. I think Angela Hill is a perfect test. Hill is good on the feet. Hill has good takedown defense that she has worked on a lot over the years, and she's got decent ground game as well. She is, a good all-around fighter now. I think Angela Hill would be a perfect test to see if Amanda Ribas is worthy of that number 10 spot. And you know what? Angela Hill has never beaten a ranked fighter either. So it's a perfect time for both of them to show, yes, we are worthy of our rankings. For Marina Rodriguez, now that she's back on track, give her a chance to move up again. She's at number 8, I believe. Number 6, if I recall correctly, as of right now on Monday night, is Claudia Gadelha. Gadelha is coming off a loss to Yan Xiaonan. This could be a chance for Rodriguez to move up, but for Gadelha to say, no, I'm not ready to, move down just yet. So it's a good opportunity for both of them, and I think it'd be a good matchup because Gadelha is going to test Rodriguez's takedown defense in the first round while her gas tank lasts. So that is a good opportunity for Rodriguez to work on her takedown defense as well. And, for Gadelha to win, she's going to need to work on her cardio. So good opportunity for both fighters to work on what they need to work on. Okay, so those are my thoughts on this strawweight fight from UFC 257. Good fight, good opener to the main card. The UFC was hoping for this to be a good opener for that main pay-per-view card that cost $70 in the US. And you know what? It worked out. I don't think it worked out in quite the way they wanted it to work out. I think they really wanted Amanda Ribas to win so that they could just keep pushing her up. But you know what? It still ended up being a good fight, and, Rodriguez is now back on track. And you know what? It is just because Ribas' hype train got derailed, now is the perfect time for her to go back, work on her deficiencies, and truly work her way up. Just because your hype train gets derailed doesn't mean you can't get it back on its tracks. Now, Rodriguez is a good example. She wasn't necessarily derailed, But her hype, she had a bit of a hype train. Not as big as Ribas, but she had a little bit of a hype train. And it just stalled, dead on its tracks. You know, with a couple draws and then that loss. Just kind of petered out. So now the wheels are moving on that train, and they can get moving again. Ribas needs to get back on the tracks before, you know, her train can get moving again. But it can happen. It all depends on how she decides to take this loss. Seems like she took it in good stride based on her social media posts from after the fight. So we'll have to see. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the fight in the comments down below. Like the video, please give it a like. And hey, while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to WMMA Scene Now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.